All right, guys, hey, just doing a quick video on why I believe going to the beach, going to the ocean should be basic health maintenance for all of us. If you notice right now, I have more of a tan than I do in most of my other videos. We just got back from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Amazing trip down to the beach, feeling very healthy and regenerated. And I did a video for my Facebook group that I just wanted to share the same topic here, the same training, which is the 7 main reasons why going to the ocean and spending time at the beach is incredibly healing for your body. And look, the things I'm going to cover here are nothing new. People have known this for thousands of years, which is that if you live in a northern climate, those winters are very harsh on your body. I live in Pennsylvania. I deal with this firsthand. And those that are weak, I deal with a lot of patients that have digestive and autoimmune issues. If you're dealing with chronic health challenges and your body's already in a weakened state, those harsh winters further expose you. They further weaken your immune system. If you're dealing with toxins and pathogens in your immune system and your microbiome and the constitution of your body is already weakened, then when you go through a harsh winter like that, it typically doesn't help things. It tends to make those problems a lot worse. Versus, those same people that are looking to heal their bodies, if they go south for the winter or if they live in the south, there's a lot of immense benefits, especially those that live near the beach, that aids your body in its healing process. Specifically, some of the things we're going to get into about if you can spend time near the ocean or at the beach. And I tell all my patients that I coach with that live near the ocean, man, if you live there and you don't spend time in the ocean or at the beach, you're doing yourself, number one, a disservice, because you have like a cheat code, a leg up on all of us that live further inland, where you have this amazing resource at your disposal that's wonderfully healing for your body. So let's get started here with number 1. Obviously, is going to be the intense sunshine and the vitamin D that offers for your body. This is not a whole training on vitamin D. We know the importance of it, but what I want you to know is that vitamin D is not just for strong bones alone. Vitamin D and getting adequate levels of it is extremely important for the functioning of your immune system. Many of us, we don't get outside enough. We spend a lot of our time indoors, contrary to how our ancestors lived, and we don't get that healing, vitamin D activating sunshine. When you live near the beach, when you go to the ocean, you get not just the sunshine, but a stronger, more intense version of the sunshine. And look, don't burn yourself down there. Be reasonable. Get out earlier in the day, later in the evenings, or small amounts in the middle of the day. But that intense sunshine activates better amounts of vitamin D in your body, which is incredibly healing. Now, along that same line, the sun also has the natural light spectrums, which are, again, incredibly healing to our body. They activate and play a huge role in the beneficial microbes in our microbiome and growing our microbiome, both internally and on your skin. And it just, similar to plants, activates a number of health cascades in our body. Again, many of us are indoors. We're under artificial light all day long. We have the computer screens and our cell phone screens and the blue light and most of our homes have artificial lighting in them today. These light spectrums are not only not conducive for health, they actually damage our health. They damage your circadian rhythm. They damage your hormones, and they're not good for our body. So the more time you can spend outdoor in a natural light spectrum, it really helps to repair your circadian rhythm. And for those that don't sleep well, that have a lot of stress hormones and just chronic stress, getting under constant natural light, especially like going to the beach, offers for your body is very reparative to that 24-hour cycle of circadian rhythm that we need to sleep and heal properly. All right, number 3 here, continuing on the theme with the nervous system, listening to the ocean waves, the sea breeze, the seagulls, that tones your nervous system. There's a reason why we have these noise machines that help to, put us to sleep, help to calm our body, because listening to nature's tones is healing for our nervous system. If you live in a city, you probably heard of things like noise pollution, right? Just all the hustle and bustle, the car sirens, the honking horns, if you ever get like nervous system overload, well, getting out in nature helps to calm that. And there's a reason why in these noise machines, they have things like, rain falling, sea breeze, ocean waves crashing. The rhythm of that is very healing and toning to your nervous system. And if you're a person that's always stuck in chronic sympathetic overdrive, fight or flight mode, and you want to get more into that vagus parasympathetic nervous system, spending time at the ocean, putting your beach chair in the sand, just watching and listening to the waves is a great way to tone your nervous system. Number 4, let's talk about grounding. We know that when you walk bare feet and you connect to the earth, it helps your body to acquire more electrons and to improve your body's conductivity or electrical charge. We are living beings. We all carry a charge with us. Healthy people have a high electrical charge, and sick people have a low charge. Dead people obviously have no charge, and the food we eat contains charges. Well, when you go to the beach and you're walking on the sand and the crushed up seashells and the salt water, that all carries an electrical charge that helps to recharge your body. Specifically, grounding, it donates negatively charged electrons to your body. I won't get into this all here today, but toxins, pathogens, anything that's like negative to our body contains or carries a positive charge. That's why binders, things like bentonite clay or activated charcoal, they are negatively charged. They attract the positive charges, they trap them, they pass them out of the body. Well, another way to help your body to detox and recharge itself and just aid its elimination of toxins and pathogens is to walk barefoot at the ocean, to dig your feet down into the sand, into the wet ocean water there, or into the ocean water soaked sand, I should say, and the crushed up seashells. That delivers the beneficial negative electrons to your body, which aids in grounding, helps to recharge your body, and it helps you to deal with toxins and pathogens better. It literally helps you to detox. Number 5, let's talk about minerals here. How many of us take mineral supplements and use magnesium sprays and like Epsom salt baths? And those things are all great. I tell my patients to do those things in my coaching program. But do you know that when you're in the ocean, and I want to take a minute and say this here too, a lot of people go to the beach. It's surprising how few people actually go and get into the ocean. So when I'm talking about this here, yes, you can get a benefit from walking along the edge of the beach and letting the waves wash across your feet. But really, better than that is engulf your entire body by getting into the ocean and soaking in the water. There's been healing waters that people have revered for thousands of years, the sea being the main one of them all, because of its immense mineral benefits that it gives to your body. So if you're taking a mineral, do you know that the ocean water itself contains all the minerals in the best ratios, the perfect ratios that our body needs, and we absorb them when we walk in the waves and when we soak in the ocean water. Do you know this? I forget the doctor's name. I think it was a French doctor from over 100 years ago. But the very first IVs, like when you go to a hospital or you get an IV of saline solution there, that when you get an IV of fluid, that IV, the first ever one, was developed by a doctor who discovered that the deep ocean waters contain the exact salinity and minerals that our body needs. So one of the rudimentary early IVs was literally they would take ocean water and they would directly use that as an IV into sick patients, surgeries, and things like that. So pretty cool story. If you want to improve your body's mineral status, go soak in the ocean water for 30 to 60 minutes. Number 6, let's also talk about phages in the ocean water. If you've never heard about this was something new I learned about a few years ago, is that the ocean contains an uncountable number of these healthy virus-like little organisms called phages, Phages. And what these phages do, one of their numerous beneficial rules for our body is that they repair your microbiome. They repair your skin's biome, but also your internal microbiome. Specifically, one of the things they do is they grow the good gut microbes and inhibit potential pathogens, but they also repair the form of the bacteria in your gut. In times of stress, if you're sick, if you're toxic, if you have a lot of chronic, just like emotional stress in your life, if you've been exposed to multiple rounds of antibiotics, that changes the shape of the bacteria in your gut into a protective form that's, preserves the bacteria, but it's harmful for our gut and for our body, called L-shaped bacteria, L-form bacteria. And if we see that, it's a form of stress in the body. The bacteria are in a self-preserving state where there's been damage, we're under chronic stress, so they change their form to preserve themselves. Well, the phages in the ocean water not only modulate your microbiome in the sense of growing the good guys and inhibiting the bad guys, but they also repair the form of the bacteria in your gut. So pretty cool stuff. You don't have to go drink ocean water, but just go spend some time soaking in the ocean, and it's wonderfully reparative for your gut and for your microbiome. The last thing here is number 7. I love what Earl Nightingale says, that we all need recreation. And really the true meaning of the root of that word is to recreate ourselves. And as much as a family dinner or a round of golf or some hobby, tennis or something that you like to do on a weekly occasion is great, oftentimes we need to do more than that. We have to get away from it all for a little while and get away from our jobs and just the stress of life and all the responsibilities that so many of us have, and just lose ourselves sometimes for a week on vacation where you're not dealing with all the mundane things of life. You're enjoying family most of the time when we're on vacation, right? Sometimes you lose track of what day it is. You don't have the office things to worry about. People feel better on vacation because the stress goes away, because they're not having to deal with all the mundane things and just the chronic stresses that we have to deal with, most of us, on a weekly basis. It lets you get away and literally recreate your body. I think that, there's many beautiful places to see in the earth, and I like, all the things as much as everybody else does. I like going on fishing trips to Canada and seeing all the beauty that God has to offer. But I really think that if we look at the single place on the earth that's most healing for our body, it's going to be going to the beach for all these reasons. And it's one of the best ways, I think, to recreate yourself, to recreate your health, to regenerate and aid your body in its healing journey. Now, look, there's a few other things here we can mention. Obviously, I said less stress, time with family. You get more iodine when you're near the ocean, both breathing in that seawater, spending time in the sea. You eat, if you're like most people, I don't particularly love fish, but if you eat fresh fish, wonderful nutrients for the body. So there's many other reasons. You could probably even name some beyond what I've done here. But if you can carve some time out for your next vacation to go to the beach, if you're looking to improve your health, I think it's wonderfully healing for you to do so. All right, hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.